Now today's video is going to be about divergence. I've spoken to you about this before in a previous video, but today I'm going to show you a live example this morning of a trade that almost induced me to go short here on GBP/AUD. But because I'm able to use just two simple trend lines to help identify divergence, I was able to say, you know what, this isn't a great setup yet. Let me wait and see if it presents later, but this isn't right for me right now. So as we're looking at this, we're building that short bias. We then want to pull up the TDI to confirm or deny the direction. Just disregard my purple lines for now because I'm going to show you on the shorter time frames, particularly what I was looking at. But as you can see, the TDI really confirmed the direction for the day. You were short bias coming in because of the overnight movement, and the TDI dropping into the sell zone, moving lower, RSI moving lower, tells me that the short bias is strong. If we go into the time frames that I'm looking to trade, which starts at about 5:30, 5:45 in the morning and moves through till about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, New York time, that's when I'm looking to trade. You can see this pair really just kind of moving sideways. Now, of course, we're seeing it paint live right now, but from about 3:45 on, it really hasn't made a new low. To the point where, if you've seen my support and resistance video, you know that I would actually consider this a zone right here. So we now have this support zone set at the bottom. So as the morning progresses and I'm looking to see if I can find a trade, I finally get a breakout here for a new low of day. So this is, you would think, a strong signal that we're gonna move lower right now. This breakout at 6:15, coming off the 21 EMA, breaking through the 8 EMA, that you would think, because it's a new low of day, might signal to us that we're gonna see the push lower. But I'm smarter than that. I've been around these trades longer than that, and I know you need more confirmations than to just jump in right there. So I'll take it to the 5-minute chart. And as you can see on the 5-minute, we actually were able to identify divergence. The two simple lines that I want you to pay attention to are the purple lines that I have drawn here. And I'm actually gonna circle the reaction points that I used because I really want you to understand where this is coming from. So where I start is on the RSI low, and as you can see, it was actually set here when it was oversold. I start at the RSI low, step one. Step two, I want to find the price action low, which up until this push down at 7 a.m., so again, looking at it before that, the price action low was set here at 4 o'clock and then tested again at 4:40. So at that point, I now have my reaction points set. Here at price action low and back here at the RSI low. So then what I want to do is take my trend lines on the RSI, starting here at the RSI low, and match that point to the price action low right here at 440 on the RSI. So I now have a rising trend line on the RSI. Then you go above to the candles and you draw the same line. I have it in purple again. And you can see on price action, we're actually moving lower. So what does that tell us? With RSI rising and price action moving lower, it tells us that you look at the higher time frames for the directional bias, but until these two trend lines, it has to be on both of them, until they're broken, I'm not going to trade this in the direction that the price action is trying to get me to trade it. I'm going to rely on the direction the RSI is telling me to follow it. And what I'm saying by that is, in a situation like this, when I'm looking to go short, you see I have the short marker set here when I wanted to take that breakout for the new low of day at 6:15. But because I came to the shorter time frames and I found this divergence, I said, let me wait on it. Let me just see what happens. And let's see if the divergence breaks and gives me an entry maybe later in the day. And even here, you can see it's looking like it still wants to come lower, but still not a clean entry. By waiting, by not jumping in at 6:15, I avoided this pullback that could have potentially stopped me out. After that pullback at 6:50 to 6:55, we had a huge push down here. You see in this 5-minute bar, it goes right to the divergence line and bounces right off it. And I was in the VIP chat telling everybody, guys, don't go short on this 5-minute formation because it is hitting the divergence line. It could bounce right off it just like it has back here and back here. And what does it do? It comes right back off that divergence line after it tried to fake you out short again. It bounced and either got people to pull their stops or even here it did stop people out. So we want to keep in mind the overall picture of this. The market makers, whoever you think is controlling the market, I'm not here to talk about that. Under the computer algorithms, I believe, understand how trader psychology works. They're built to move against the herd mentality. And here, after such a big move down overnight, they know that they've got short orders trapped here, right? So to pull back here and stop some of them out saves them money. It makes the broker money, and then it moves against in the overall direction that the TDI says that the movement from last night tells us, right? It ends up coming down now. But on the surface, the most important thing here, the title of this video is using these two simple lines. I want you to understand that this morning I saved myself money. And even here now as it's coming lower, I could have been looking for shorts, but the setup wasn't there. So again, saving myself money. The thing with these divergence lines, this is what you have to keep in mind. I've explained to you how to use the RSI reaction points first and then match them on price action. But the thing you need to keep in mind here is that you cannot trade it short just because the RSI is under the purple trend line here. You want the RSI to break divergence and price action to break divergence. That had not happened here. That's why I didn't go short here at 7 o'clock.